Yo, I feel like culture is supposed to be shared, innit? I feel like as a human being on this earth, it's your God-given right to know a little bit about everyone's culture, just for ignorance purposes, man. You can't be ignorant out here, cuz everybody plays the fool when they don't know. So it's just better that you know what I mean? But sometimes, let's be honest, man, some people beg it, bruv. You will share a culture that's so wavy, everybody wants to join in. And when they join in, they'll be acting like they're part of you from day one. No. If I'm not gonna lie, no one's been robbed more of their culture more than Jamaicans. And I'm so sorry about it. I'm sorry about it. No, today, I'm gonna stand up for you. As a Nigerian man, I'm gonna stand up for you. I can't take it again. I can't take it anymore. Granted, Jamaicans have got a wavy culture, but I can't lie to you, man. It's not for you to take and run off with, bruv.
They love the music, they crave the flavor, they wear the colors and quote the slang. But when it comes to giving credit to Jamaican culture, there's complete silence. And it's copied, borrowed, and repackaged for clout, profit, and trends, but rarely respected.
It isn't just Bob Marley that is making all of this money for Jamaica through tourism. That is Rastafari's culture that has been appropriated and exploited to this day by these same political players who are taking pictures and pretending like they're the ones who are embracing. Bob Marley tell you, never let a politician grant you a favor. So, they have a whole heap of work to do when it comes down to doing the right thing for the Rastafari movement. Occupy Pinnacle was my first real insight and taste into the bitter gall the Jamaican government feels when they think about Rastafari standing up for what we deserve.
Hello my beautiful people, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide, where we talk about culture, identity, and everything the internet doesn't always want to admit. My name is Amy if you're new here, and you're very welcomed. So, have you ever noticed how Jamaican culture is everywhere? We're talking about music festivals to Instagram captions, but somehow Jamaican people are left out of the recognition. And guess what? You're not imagining it. So in this video, we are getting into the deep truth about how Jamaican culture has become one of the most borrowed, least credited, and most misunderstood cultures in the world. And we'll also talk about something a lot of people don't bring up: how even British Jamaicans, people with Jamaican roots born or living in the UK, are becoming detached from the real culture. So yes, we are going there. But first, make sure to subscribe, to like, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Jamaican culture is being disrespected or just shared worldwide out of love? I want to hear from you, so let's keep going.
Have you noticed? Surely you've noticed. Jamaica does not have a lot of people, but it is famous. The food, the music, the way they speak, yeah man. The dance, beautiful women. What other nation is so few in number, but is so famous? I don't know. There's something about Jamaica, man.
They told us Caribbean culture was worthless, that we came from nothing, that we had to leave our islands to succeed, but they lied. Because the truth is, Caribbean culture is gold. From our food to our music, our traditions to our language, we are rich, not in money, but in rhythm, in resilience and pride. They used to mock our accents. Now they're copying our slangs. They dismissed our food. Now it's gourmet. They laughed at our dance. Now it's viral. But we were not the joke. We were always the blueprint. So if you're Caribbean and proud, type "we gold" in the comments. As remember, it's not just a destination. It's a journey.
I have no problem with white women who get with Jamaican men. I'm Jamaican. I have no problems with it. I mean, love is love and you find love wherever. But when you start getting that good Jamaican and then it's like it hits you upside your head and now you think you qualify and you are a Jamaican. You're not a Jamaican. You are a guest within our culture. Remember that. There is nothing wrong with appreciating our culture, loving our food, loving our music, and stuff like that. That's appreciation. But there's a fine line with appreciation and cultural appropriation. Be very careful, especially when you start imitating our language and speaking patois. That's borderline offensive, in my opinion. Stop it.
Here is the issue. It's not that Jamaican culture isn't loved, it's that it's loved shallowly. And people want the beats but not the backstory, the food but not the history behind why they cook with what they do, the dancehall energy but not the struggles that created it. And we've seen global artists blow up using Jamaican sounds and never once mentioned the culture they pulled from. And we've seen patois become trendy while Jamaicans get mocked for speaking the same way naturally. And that's the definition of appropriation, when you take someone's culture, use it how you want, but leave the people behind. But now, let's shift gears. This next clip is powerful. It's from a Jamaican woman who's been living in the UK, and she shares a hard truth. Even Jamaicans abroad are losing touch with their own culture.
I know I might get some hate for this, but honestly, I don't care because I'm about our unpopular opinions. But I personally feel a lot of British Jamaicans that live in this country do not have an understanding what it actually is to be Jamaican. No understanding whatsoever. None. They have a very stereotypical ideology of what it is to be Jamaican, but do they have a realistic, firm foundation of what it is to be Jamaican? No. It's based in a lot of stereotypical principles that are portrayed as Jamaican, but is not actually the real identity of being Jamaican whatsoever. I've met so much Jamaicans where I actually have a conversation about our economy or politics or where we're going as a society or how Jamaica has changed in the last 10 years, the things that have developed and not developed. Do you think they can join them to have a conversation? No, because for them, they only see Jamaica from a very entertainment, a very stereotypical, a very what is pushed out on the media for tourists and people that want to glimpse into Jamaica to see. But actually the real everyday life of an actual Jamaican, the real culture that is Jamaica, do they understand that? Hell no. And a lot of you Jamaicans that are living here haven't been Jamaica in like 500 years. You have no understanding. You don't even know what Jamaica is like anymore. And honestly, I understand when a lot of people are saying like the British Jamaicans are dying out in this society. They are. And a lot of people don't go back, and a lot of people don't visit, and a lot of people don't get to know their culture and their identity. Like, have you been Jamaican in the last 5 years? Do you know what's happening? Do you follow anything that's happening? Like, there is more to Jamaica than the entertainment. There's more to Jamaica than going to the grill, going to Taboo, going to Mecca. There is more to Jamaica. Have you sat down with some local Jamaicans? Have you asked them about society? Have you asked them about life? Have you actually been to a dead yard in Jamaica? Have you actually been to a funeral in Jamaica? Have you actually been anywhere? Have you actually lived and been in rural parts? Have you actually experienced different cultures and communities in Jamaica? Like, have you actually understood what it is to be Jamaican? Not the stereotypical thing you see on TV or you see on social media that you think is an expression of being Jamaican. Do you actually know what it is to be Jamaican? And a lot of people, honestly, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. And I don't think a lot of British Jamaicans do too. And I do think our culture is dying out. But that's also down to a lot of people not wanting to get to know it. Wanting to get to know it from a very simplistic point of view. And that's the truth about it.
You heard that, right? She said what many people are afraid to admit, and she's right. There's a growing disconnect between Jamaicans in the diaspora and the living, breathing culture back home. And when people stay away from Jamaica for years, sometimes 5, 10, and even 15 years, as she says, they start holding on to outdated or diluted versions of their culture. And they remember the Jamaica of the past, but they miss how it's evolving, the slangs that's changing, the new artists, the new energy, the real pulse of the island today. And the sad part, this opens the door for outsiders to step in and define the culture for them. And they remix the identity while some of their own people are too far removed to notice. So here's the big question. How do you protect Jamaican culture when it's being taken or misunderstood or even forgotten by your own people? Well, all I can say is you don't need to gatekeep, but all you need to do is educate, celebrate, and also reconnect, because Jamaica is too rich to just be reduced to a jack chicken. It's a protest, it's a rhythm, it's resilience, it's a spirit that influenced the world, but came from deep roots many refuse to dig into. And to the world, if you love Jamaican culture, learn where it comes from, honor it, support real Jamaican creators, visit the island not just for vacation but to understand the vibes behind the vibes. And to Jamaicans abroad, especially in the UK, you can also reconnect, visit more, stay tapped in, teach your kids the language, the stories, the legends. Don't let your roots fade just because you've grown branches elsewhere, because once the culture is watered down too far, it may never taste the same again. So guys, that was just my opinion. What what do you think about all this? Is Jamaican culture being appreciated or just used? And if you're a British Jamaican, do you feel like you're still connected to the culture, or is there a gap? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe for more conversations that go deeper than the trend. This is Trending Pulse Worldwide. My name is Amy. Respect the roots, honor the culture, and catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed.